Hi everybody, welcome to Yagya VM. In this video we will discuss about Nepal-India clashes and China-India clashes in the Galwan Valley region through maps. So first we will discuss about the China clash. In this picture you can see this is the point, this is the area that is shared. This is a tri-junction area. That means this particular area is shared between India, Nepal and China. So about this we will discuss a bit later. Now we will first discuss about China. As you can see, this is the Jammu and Kashmir area of India. In this, the upper part, it is called as Pakistan administered Kashmir. So India says this particular area belongs to India, whereas China says, Pakistan says it belongs to Pakistan, and meanwhile it has also given this particular area to China for trade under CPSC. So recently there was a clash in the Galwan Valley issue. Now to understand that, we have to come to this particular point. This is the Galwan Valley. This is the Aksai Chin area. So in the 1962 war, China claimed the Aksai Chin territory into its own territory, and at this particular place there is the LOC. This is the LOC. So we have to come to this particular diagram to understand it more effectively. This one is the LAC that we can see here, and this is a road that is marked in blue color, that is called as DSBDO road. This is the connection between two extreme points that will lead to better facilities like military facilities, connection to airstrike. So all these kind of facilities can be available to Indian Army if the infrastructure is created over here. The DSBDO road has been constructed since the last 20 years and now it is almost successful. However, this is the bone of contention for China, because in the LAC part, China has already created its own infrastructure. However, it does not want India to have a proper infrastructure in this particular area so that its dominance can be extended. This river that you are seeing is called as Galwan River. So it crosses the LAC. At this particular point, this is the confusion area as to which part belongs to China and which part belongs to India. So in this part, the clash actually took place. And this one, the DSBDO road, it is parallel to the LAC and it is parallel to the Shyok River. Similarly, Galwan River is a tributary of the Shyok River. Similarly, Chinese have funded some of the dams in this area, like the Diamar Bhasha Dam, which is built on the water of Indus in the Gilgit-Baltistan area of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir (POK). Similarly, there is another project called as Kohala project. So it is somewhat $500 billion project which is being constructed over here. The Diamar Bhasha Dam also has some ecological issues, because at this particular place there are some rich Buddhist treasure which will be submerged because of this Diamar Bhasha Dam. However, neither China nor Pakistan are intending to recede on their particular plan. So that means what? These two dams will be successfully constructed and India and the ecology will have to bear the brunt of that. So this is triggering a controversy again and again, because the preservation of this artifact is also very, very important, as it can have tourism potential. So basically, since the last 50 years, since our 1965 war with China, 1962-1965 war with China, we did not get into such a clash with China since the last 50 years. The armies of India and China were engaged in standoff in Galwan Valley, similarly Pangong Tso, Demchok and Daulata Beg Oldie area in Ladakh. Okay, the top area is called as Daulata Beg Oldie and the bottom area is called as Demchok. And this particular route that was being created, that is the infrastructure, the DSBDO road that is connecting these two places, which runs parallel to the LAC, and China had a significant problem with that. So India was building a strategic road in the Galwan Valley close to the LAC, and that couldn't be tolerated by China. DBO road is the world's highest airstrip. So since 1962 war, we were not using this airstrip. Finally in 2008, one of the aircraft landed over here and we want to have better connection facility with the airstrip. Apart from that, military thing should be well connected to the upper and the lower part, and that is why we have constructed this particular road, which is DBO. It will improve military access. So China till date, it opposes all the kind of constitutional provisions. For example, when we tried to create Ladakh into a separate province, or when we tried to abolish the separate state of Jammu and Kashmir, that is abrogation of Article 370, China tried to pull in Indian position in the United Nations. So currently there is no signs of improvement in the relations between India and China. Now this is an organization called as SIPRI. SIPRI stands for Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. This is a Swedish think tank. In the year 2020, the SIPRI yearbook was launched, according to which both China and India have increased their nuclear weapons. SIPRI was established in the year 1966. The task of SIPRI is to calculate the increase in the nuclear arsenals, arms and ammunitions of the countries all over the world. So in 2020, the report released by SIPRI says that China and India have increased their nuclear weapons. Now let us see how many weapons China has, how many weapons India has. So India has total of 150 nuclear warhead, whereas China has 290 of them and Pakistan has 150 of them. So combiningly, Pakistan and China have somewhat double than that present in India. According to SIPRI, the major nuclear armed forces in the world are US, UK, Russia, France, India, Pakistan, China, North Korea and Israel. All these countries possess about 13,400 nuclear warhead at the beginning of 2020. Apart from that, very interestingly, USA and Russia alone possess 90% of the world's nuclear weapons. So, next up, India, China and Russia will hold a trilateral conference. This trilateral conference will be hosted by the External Affairs Minister of India and his counterparts. So, our External Affairs Minister is Shri S. Jaishankar, and along with them, the other counterparts, that means the external ministers of Russia and China, will participate in this trilateral conference. Friends, my name is Yagyasani Patra. I teach on Unacademy Live. This is my referral code Yagya Live, YAGYALIVE. If you use my referral code, then you will get another 10% discount on your Unacademy Plus subscription. This is the Telegram link t.me/unacademyopsc. If you join this particular channel, you will get free study materials. Apart from that, you will get video updates about my next videos. For Civil Services 2021, Odisha Foundation course has been launched. So Nirman Foundation course, jaha ki 25th May start hai jaiche. In that, we are preparing students for Odisha Civil Services 2021. I am teaching Science, Tech and Current Affair in this particular course. So what are all my courses on Unacademy? First of all, Polity from M. Lakshmikant part 1 has been already completed. So you can watch the recordings, and my upcoming course Polity from M. Lakshmikant part 2 will just be started in June. So if you want to learn polity from me, you can join me on Unacademy. Then complete Science and Technology for OPSC and other government job examinations. Third, Current Affairs. So weekly current affairs also I am covering on Unacademy platform. This is my referral code YAGYA9, and alternatively you can also use my referral code Yagya Live, YAGYALIVE, for getting additional 10% discount. So आपण a referral code को भी use करी परिबे, and you can also use this referral code to get an additional 10% discount. These are my courses, so if you want to learn from me, you can join me on Unacademy Plus platform. So basically, what are the upcoming courses on Unacademy? First of all, there is a Garud course. In this Garud course for CPSC mains, that is the Police Services mains, grammar, that is Odia grammar, reasoning and general awareness are being taught by 3 grade educators. Next up, Laksha OHC ASO course, in which for ASO aspirants, this particular course, it is a comprehensive course and it has started. The payment pattern is for 6 months it is 5,600, for 12 months it is 7,000 rupees, for 24 months it is 8,400 rupees. So as we know friends, when we prepare for this government job examination, we do not go for one government examination, we appear for many. Similarly, The preparation time is also not limited. We have to keep giving the examination. So according to me, the ideal plan is for 2 years or 1 year, in which not only one government examination like OPSC, but many government examination like OPSC, ASO, CPSC, Police SI, OMC, all kind of government examinations conducted by the government of Odisha will be given due importance, and individual courses will be launched for them. So you will get training not only for one exam but for many, okay, under this single platform of Unacademy. In this fee structure, you will get additional 10% if you use my referral code YAGYA9, YAGYA9, or if you use my referral code YAGYA Live, YAGYA okay, to get additional 10% discount. Apart from that, there is no cost EMI option available for 6 months, 12 months and 24 months on your subscription. Finally, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and let's crack it.